we are about to lock in on our aspirations. We got 3 new aspirations with Enchanted by Nature, and I know I've barely scratched the surface of them, but they have actually taken a little bit of work. Whilst a lot of it is just like kind of walking you through your skills and stuff, getting up those skills has been something that I have focused on a little bit off screen, so let's get into it. The only person who is actually awake right now is a little Karen, and they need to oh my god, I so wish that we could just like get rid of this Souls journey. Like, please let me minimize it. I don't know why they put the Souls journey ahead of like a Sim's actual aspiration. Like, it just makes no sense to me whatsoever. I need to try and find a mod that makes that collapsible. I'm fairly sure Simatically, one of Simatically's mods probably does that, but we need to use fairy dust to enchant 3 items. Now, I don't actually know if I'm gonna try. Okay, yeah, this one does use the fairy dust. 15 piles of fairy dust for this. I'm fairly sure Kieran has like 16 currently in his inventory. I love all of this little fairy's outfits so much. I love how much like blue is on them. I don't know what it is, but everything just feels so cohesive about Karen, and I absolutely bloody love that. So, which fairy path that calls to Karen? Now, this is interesting because I'm fairly sure there's like 2, or maybe there's only 1 entry for fairy stories, like entry level, like actual steps that you have to do, and then you can choose out of 2, so it kind of branches off into 2 separate lifetime aspirations. We have the harmonious fairy path or the discordant. Now, even though he is like standing for good and obviously is like trying to stand up to the spellcasters and also has been like trying to protect fairies and Everdew, I do feel as if he does that by being chaotic. So we are, of course, going to go for the discordant fairy path. Sometimes I just get so angry, I don't even know what to do with myself. How can I deal with things when I can't even, we're going to say do a workout because that's the only thing that's available right now. Aspiration completed. Not everyone is bold enough to set forth on journeys into the unknown, but Kieran sure is. He has become a fairy, learn the ins and outs of fairy life. We got trait earned into the Everdew. These Sims gain fairy ability points faster. Oh my god, as if we even fucking needed that. And using fairy abilities increases their fun. This fairy was already popping off. Let me tell you, they already earn their feckin' fairy ability points at a rapid rate because of the trait that they actually have, which is the high fae lineage. Having fairy parents has brought a magical lineage that gives Sim additional fairy experience gain from all sources. Right, let's check out into the Everdew. From completing the fairy stories aspiration, these Sims dive headlong into the fairy journey and have a head start on climbing through the fairy ranks whilst having a bit of extra fun whilst doing it. Oh yeah, that's just literally told me again. So now we actually have just 1 step. So this is like the only step, but we need to use the cure or apply ailment fairy ability to inflict ailments on 3 different Sims. Shift the look of 3 different Sims. You can either make them lucky or unlucky. Manipulate 3 objects, which I actually haven't unlocked that one just yet. And then trigger fear of magic on a Sim. Target another Sim with any malicious fairy ability. Try shifting their look or giving them an ailment. Other fairies and spellcasters are unable to receive the fear of magic, obviously. Which is unfortunate because I would really love to be able to give a spellcaster the fear of magic, honestly, just to get them back. But nice to know that Karen is now attempting to be a discordant fairy. Unfortunately, we are not going to be anywhere near the nature nomad just yet, but this is only 1 out of 2. We need to sleep soundly on the floor one more time, but then we just need to get up to a level 9, which is actually proving to be quite difficult for little Echo. I think we are currently on level 6 of this skill. I might honestly, I've already bathed like comfortably in fresh water. Oops. Aaron, can you actually try and repario on the toilet for me? Because that is not looking too good right now. And then Nora, I'm going to need you to come down here and harvest everything. Oh, we can also actually enchant an awful lot of these. I don't know why, but my like harvest all has not been working. Like they haven't been like harvesting everything around. See what I mean? Like usually when you hit harvest all, like these would have also been harvested. The plasma tree would have also been harvested. I don't know what's going on with my harvest all. I keep getting the pop-up that's like, looks like that's all there is to harvest right now. And I know that is a straight up lie. Oh, we actually enchanted way more plants than I thought we were going to. Considering we only used 15 fairy dust, I thought it was just going to be these 3 that we actually enchanted, but apparently not. I am going to try and fertilize all of these. We're going to use whatever we have the most of. Honestly, I feel like we don't really use carrots that much in like our career, so that's probably the best for us. And then Echo, can you go take a wild shower instead of chatting away? You need to get ready for school. I'm actually gonna have Nora go to work because I've been having a glitch, and I think a lot of you have also been having this glitch. Whenever I have her like have clients come home, this has been like all the way up. Like she's so ready for a promotion, but she's not been getting a promotion. A lot of people in my comments have told me that this has started at like level 4 for them out of the naturopath career, but it started for me earlier than that. Like it started for me at level 3 and she just has not been getting promotions. So I actually want to try and have her work hard. Her performance is going up, but this was already once at gold, and then I had her work from home and it went like back down to here. So we shall see. I definitely want to keep an eye on that. And then Echo, I really need you to hurry up because you really gotta get to school, bud. 8 days until they age up. Oh my goodness gracious me. That is not a very long time at all. But what I want to do this weekend anyway is because Nora actually has to earn 600 by selling items crafted at an apothecary table. I want to send Echo away. We should probably buy one, actually. One of the selling tables. I want to see. Although, I guess Nora needs to do it because Nora needs to be the one making money. We can kind of have Echo just like go with her. Maybe Echo can do some like digging around, but I haven't really ventured much outside of Everdew. I feel like the only time we've been to like the other parts of this world is to go to like the gnome museum. I need to try and get one of those selling tables. Why they aren't just called like selling tables is beyond me. Where are they even stored like at this point? Are they in outdoor activities a lot of the time? We have so many of the feckers, and yet can I ever find them when I actually need one? No, absolutely not. Because why would The Sims work like that? Why would The Sims have a good title and a good tagging system? There's this one, the craft sales table from Jungle Adventure. That's 300 simoleons. This one's 400 simoleons, 400. Honestly, I might just go 400. I like how the Salvadorado one was like, no, you know what? We're going to be cheaper than everyone else. This one's 585, but I think we'll go honestly just for the cheapest. I'm fairly sure we actually had a little Echo. They did. They went up in their grades. They were a C grade student. That was actually part and it's not ticked off the resolution. Because of course it hasn't. Why would The Sims 4 work? Why would I expect this game to be working the way that I expect it to? We went from a C grade to a B grade, and I have no idea why that resolution hasn't ticked off. Poor little Echo. However, Aaron, I kind of want to focus on you a little bit, buddy. As we all know, Aaron has definitely been trying to learn more about fairies and has actually freed a couple of them who have been in the magic realm, but he's definitely still curious about fairies and their beef between spellcasters. He really wants to get to know the history. He wants to like understand fairies a little bit more, and he has heard that he can find out more about fairies from someone who actually lives in our world. But of course, before we get into that, I'm getting distracted by the raining simoleons. Whilst working in the shop, Nora overhears the unmistakable sound of cold, hard simoleons hitting the floor. She heads towards the client waiting room to see a sim coughing while simoleons clatter. This definitely looks like an ailment. What should she do? Encouraged to wait it out, suggest a visit to Moondrop Springs or give Sim a cure. Well, we have level 6 of the apothecary skill, so we are going to give a cure. In an alignment of cosmic comedy, as Nora pulls out the cure and rushes towards the client, slips on a rolling simoleon falling straight on her bum. She'll have more than just a bruised ego. Oh, Mr. Capital Letter there. Sims, I'm just saying. Right, do not chat with Karen, because I feel like whenever we chat with Karen, things go absolutely wrong. He also has the burning passion ailment, which just makes me want to sing that one ABBA song from Mamma Mia 2. That's actually probably one of the ABBA songs that I know the least, and I can't remember. It's called like Burning Passion or something like that, or Kisses of Fire. I really truly cannot remember. We are of course going to travel to the coast of Ardmore. I kind of want to bring Karen with us, if I'm being completely honest. I've spoken before about like Karen basically working in tandem with like the fairy council, but we haven't really explored that yet, and I don't know why I didn't set this up from the beginning. Honestly, I feel like there's so many systems introduced in the game nowadays that I do just forget that I can do some things. So I do want to set up like a little fairy council club through Get Together. However, with this burning with passion ailment, the heat of burning passion burns in Aaron's chest, igniting his flirtatious desires. We are actually going to attempt, he's not in his right headspace right now. He is just feeling flirty. We are going to just casually maybe just compliment Karen's appearance a little bit. And then we are also maybe gonna try and flirt a little bit. I never know with these two. I feel like I have to be ahead of the curve. Yep. I don't know what this is, because they have really good chemistry. Like, their compatibility, social compatibility, is actually really, really strong. I don't know if they maybe overrid that between like fairies and spellcasters, but I think whenever these two like interact with each other, they just have like a negative falling out. It's so strange. But we are going to attempt to blow a kiss. Really weird dream from the high maintenance trait. Yeah, I think they like, without me telling them what to do, we're having a magic duel in the coast of Ardmore. Oh my goodness gracious me. I cannot believe this. I can't believe we just got challenged to a magic duel. Oh my god, we're definitely gonna lose this. So let's be so real. I fear the sim absolutely has it in the back. Yeah. In the back? In the bag. Oh my god, that's so embarrassing. Karen's like, oh my god, I can't believe they just beat you like that. Can it just be said, I have yet to see Aaron actually win one of those. It's so embarrassing. It's actually so humbling to see. I kind of love it. I'm embarrassed because he's my sim. Call out for use of a natural magic. Oh no, don't do that. That's a mean interaction. I mean, to be fair. He's like, you're trash. We are going to actually try and make him feel better, though. He's enraged. Worst day ever. Aggravating conversation and fairy fiend from feeling furious with someone nearby. Seeing that weasel of a fairy that used harmful abilities on Aaron fills him with rage. How dare this fairy cross his path again? Oh. Okay. I have a confession to make. Maybe I caused the beef. I didn't think that I was going to. Basically, the ailment was like glitched out in my game. It wasn't showing like anything less than 3 days. I was like, whoa, Aaron's had this burning passion for like a real long time. And so I obviously wanted to use that to my ability and my storytelling to be like, oh, suddenly he has this attraction to Kieran, like a little like will they won't they like enemies to lovers situation, but then it just disappeared and I was like, oh, it just wasn't counting down because of a glitch. So I may have had Kieran use an ability to regenerate the burning with passion ailment on him. However, that has actually taken a turn for the worse because now he's absolutely pissed off. We are actually gonna try and use those fairy abilities. We are going to attempt, oh god, sway Aaron's emotion. We are gonna try and get him out of like that angry state. We're gonna try and make him confident, and then I also maybe want to try and like shift his look if that's possible. Someone witnessed Kieran using fairy abilities in the coast of Admore. This is frowned upon by the Fairy Council due to the region's complex history with magic. If Kieran is witnessed again in this neighborhood, he will be sanctioned by the Fairy Council and lose his daily fairy dust ration. Ooh, we are actually just gonna, oh, we can't shift his look, which is unfortunate. Attempt to remove the current emotion from Aaron. I definitely think that could personally like try and help as well. We'll also try and do that. Someone witnessed Aaron using fairy abilities. Aaron doesn't have fairy abilities, so he's not even a fairy. Kieran has reached his final form, rank 5 Radiant Fairy, and received a fairy ability point. He now has access to abilities like bring gnomes to life, influence sentiments, and transform into a fairy on other sims. Okay, so now he is just feeling angry. Thankfully, with the emotional drain, Faye caught him slipping from fairy abilities seen in the coast of Admore. Oh, maybe it's just magic abilities. A no-no with the Fairy Council. But he's not a fairy. Is that glitched? He did technically use Spellcaster, but we are going to have him go visit the gnome enthusiast. We're going to go ask about Num Num's menu. Maybe try and order a cheeky little bit of apple pie and then attempt to give a respectful introduction to Mr. Glenn Gnome. We're gonna attempt to give a tarot reading to Glenn. Oh, there we go. He's feeling very flirty again. Glenn, where did you go? Glenn was like, I'm actually not open to this. Thank you very much. Let me close that shutter on you. I mean, he did give us our 30 simoleons. Glenn, get back here, bro. I need to ask you something. We are actually going to ask Inniscreen Local. Ooh, let's ask about the glasswood tree and also ask about those gnomes. And then, of course, we want to go to friendly. We want to go to stories and acquire a fable. Ever hear of the lad Spruce Almighty? They're quite Grand Light. Spruceberry Grove is where you can find the glasswood tree, a stump with summoning powers to bring spruce around. Spruce will help anyway with gardening, look, or cleaning up their rubbish. Spruce also has a fable of their own, if you'd like to give it a go. Might even earn a glasswood tree of your own. So this is the one that I am interested in when it comes to these fables. Rise and shine. Down by a creek alongside a road sat a house like a true short stack. The man who resides was searching for guides to fix his marriage, which was whack. So during the day, he decided to stay and clean up the house, make it shine. But after an hour, he took a long shower and he stated the mess should be fine. Then deep in the night, from sparkle or might, the house was made all neat and clean. And when they awoke, that syrupy bloke took credit for scrubbing the scene. Talk to Sims and find a fairy ring to use. We are actually also gonna do My Sleeping Giant as well, just because it's here. There once stood a gnome taller than a throne, who loss was once was so dear. Away to his garden the walls he did harden, secluded, alone, and in fear. The children came quick, for the gnome they had kicked had locked himself far from their feet. But due to the walls, his plants he enthralled had withered and died from no heat. So could such a sim hear a simple man's whim to waken the beast from within? I'll send you along, you won't need a song, just simply show them compassion. Not gonna lie, I kind of just want to do the gnome one as well, because I feel like I never ever know like what this actually does. This like great gnome statue, so I kind of want to explore it a little bit as we're playing through this together. We have to wake the great gnome statue. Find and wake the great gnome statue in the coast of Admore. Ask for good luck, attempt to kick, read statue description, view art together with Karen, or wake the great gnome. Of course, we are going to attempt to wake him. The great gnome has awoken, but the flames of ancient anger burst forth. There must be something we can do. And then apparently we can soothe the great gnome, which we literally are just doing right now. The flame turned into a little halo. Huzzah! He wakes. What magic he makes, enchanted and lively our savior. And should you come yell, he might cast a spell to reward you if you're in his favor. His heart you did free, and now the gnomes cheer with glee. You've awakened what once was asleep. Now off you go. You have much more to know. The lore of this tale runs so deep. I just fear it absolutely does not. We did actually get ourselves a reward trait though, which if we open up our traits, we have the Now You Gnome. Sims in the Gnome can now receive the Great Gnome's gifts, or a connection most Sims would kick for. If they can appease the gnome's timely desires, goodies shall be granted. However, the Great Gnome can be fickle, and the wrong choice may yield an ailment. Now, obviously, we already have an ailment, so we're actually gonna try and give him a pie. I don't know if we need to be giving something like specific here. We gave him a pie and he seems to be happy. The Great Gnome has been appeased. Aaron received a pile of fairy dust, plant gnome, and one calming drought. A romantic satisfaction has begun. Karen is feeling a romantic connection for Aaron and wants to suggest a date. Do you want this to happen? I mean, I could choose not right now because, you know, I'm out here trying to learn about your fairy lore, but sure, we can go on a get to know you date. I just have a feeling this is going to be absolutely terrible. We're going to choose be romantic. I'm not even going to choose be friendly. I don't trust them. I'm going to be so real. We'll do physical intimacy. I don't even know where we're going for this. There's not really many date places like in this world. I guess we could go to the Star Song Lounge, or we could go to the pub. We haven't really checked out the middle neighborhood either. So maybe I will have drinks be something that we can do, and then maybe a little bit of dancing perhaps. Cool. I'm happy with those date activities. And then where's it gonna be? Yeah, Gringles, we haven't really been. We've not really hung out in the Star Song Lounge either, but that's back in Everdew, and I kind of want to... There is also a park, but I'm kind of feeling a little bar, you know, something a little non-committal right now. These two are extremely hot and cold with each other, so we have no idea how this is actually going to go. I love how I was like, God, I've got so much to do this part. Like, I have so much on my little to-do list. Because I tend to, like, write bullet points of, like, things that I would like to do. Oh, apparently we also had our first kiss, but we fully missed it. They're both feeling extremely flirty. Let's do attempt number 2 of that first kiss. There we go. With the burning passion. Oh my god, the red and the blue. Kate Vi, is that you? It's true. I see Kate Vi in everything nowadays. My girlfriend literally bought a bath bomb the other day, and I was like, oh, it looks like Kate Vi. It was a cow, but it had pink and blue in it, and I was like, that is Kate Vi. Steamy exchange. They're both feeling very flirty. We are gonna try and do a cheeky little pickup line. We should probably attempt to talk about dancing, but let's be so real. Friendly pie menu under small talk. I wonder if one of these maybe doesn't like small talk, because I tend to do that with my Sims. I choose small talk because I'm like, oh, it's boring. And then I'm like, oh, wait, I forget that literally everything in this game is like under small talk. Talk about carefree dancing. Is there even a place for us to dance here? Oh, there is. We can actually go dance together. We are going to turn this on to... Let's get some jazz. Can you dance to jazz? Yeah, you can dance to jazz. And then we can go dance together. I'm fairly sure. Why is it not giving me the option to dance together? Maybe we can't dance to jazz. Surely you can. Surely you can dance to anything. Mixed music? Oh, there we go. Now we can dance together. Maybe it was because of the jazz. Maybe it was just because we weren't like in the same space. Oof, you know what? I'm getting a little bit hot from that dancing. Why don't I go order drinks for our date group? Ooh, I mean, we don't really have much simoleons to our name, so let's go for the Von Horn Estate red wine. Sorry, nectar. I love this build so much. I think it's so sick. I love this side quest. I love where this part is leading us. Aww, and we encouraged her to actually go and speak to Katarina Lynx. Ooh. There we go. We both got our drinks. New romance dynamic. Oh my goodness. Maybe this can actually hopefully help them to be friends. Steamy, sure. Why not? They're both very satisfied in their relationship. Of course they are. There we go. Promoted to holistic care trainee. Nora has been promoted. Make an additional 22 per hour. Also received educate about balanced social and 475 simoleons. We can ask to be woohooed in the sky. I want to do it. I want to do it. And then of course he's like, oh my god, now I'm even more curious about fairies. But where do we go for that? I mean, I guess people can't really see if it's a woohoo in the sky. Damn. Naoki, why are you around here by the bin shed? You need to go to a therapist. You know what? They were introduced in Love Struck, so you gotta do something other than like kicking random ass bins. I mean, I don't know if woohooing in the sky is classed as light physical intimacy. Oh, it does say no woohoo or mess around, and I jumped straight on in there with the woohoo. Instead, let's do a cheeky little goose. Aaron has learned Kieran's woohoo interest. Break out the candles, make it romantic. Yo, what are you doing? Oh my god, he's about to... Oh, he's breathing fire. Come on, get to it. Oh, we just set a a bin on fire. Oh my word. I mean, at least that means we can goose now instead. I do want them to do a cheeky little air woohoo, but we'll do that after the goosing. You know, you gotta have a little bit. The way he just offered himself as well. It's not like in The Sims 2 where it's like such a like surprise to the sim who's being goosed that like, look at this, and asked to be woohooed in the sky. Come on, what are you both doing? Where are you going? I want the woohoo. We actually do need to ask some sims about their fairy beliefs, and this could actually be a pretty good place to do it. We got turned into a fairy. Well, not really a fairy, but we got downsized. Oh my god, not everyone standing around viewing this. I love how it looks like really romantic from here. It looks like these two are the only two in the world. And then you just move the camera a little bit and literally every townie under the sun. Also hate that his wings just like keep disappearing, but here we go. Cheeky little woohoo in the air. The little kiss before they get into it. And then obviously they just disappear into a little heart cloud. I kind of wish there was like a denser cloud around here. So it kind of felt like it was like hiding them more so than just like the Sims like actually just disappearing. But we got a gold on our date. And let's go see if we can ask some Sims about Kasim, no. Stay away. Oh, this is really awkward. This is so awkward. We unfortunately need to give like an introduction to everyone to be able to ask them about their fairy beliefs. Renee Rapp, is that you? No, it's just Molly Prescott. I'm so happy that I just turned like Molly Prescott basically into Renee Rapp. And then where even is this? Interests? What fairies do you believe in specifically? Then let's also go give a friendly introduction to you and go ask Siobhan what she believes in. Oh no, it's Knight's Night. I believe in Peri or Paris, ancient winged beings of beauty that only survive off perfume. How glamorous. Belief in the Bergini. They live in the liminal zones where water meets land and conduct their business in secret. Wow, that was such a legendary date. Your sim was on fire out there. There's a gift in your sim's inventory. Heck yes. Ooh, go give a friendly introduction to Brent. Go see what he believes in. Oh, Brent and Brent are both here. Oh, Karen's just having a little nap over. We should probably send Karen home. He's kind of witnessed us trying to like get to know the fairies. Honestly, even though he was feeling super flirty as well, I feel like maybe that's why he was like a little bit more susceptible to us, because he was like, oh damn, actually he is putting in like the time and effort and energy to like learn more about fairies, which is really cool to see. Belief in the Shia, there's such loyalty, living in castles out of sight, hosting lavish feasts and celebrations. The lack of belief is what makes them so small, but they don't seem to mind. Be careful if you hear one wailing though. The Fair family are only 3 feet tall. They can slip through secret passageways. So the Fair family was actually my basis of Karen. I kind of made Karen as a Fair family member, which is a cool little tie-in. If you're worried about the Crimbles, iron can protect you, or so I'm told. The Crimbles are basically, oh my god, what are they called when you like steal a child and replace it? Youngling? Is it youngling? No, something like that. Changeling, I think. Belief in moss maidens, diligent weavers of moss who understand the healing properties of plants. I mean, that's definitely what Nora would believe in. Belief in the Seelie and Unseelie, light and dark. Seelie were once known to reward helpful sims, but like all fairies, it can be unpredictable. And then we need to ask 2 more people. Belief in Yumbos, 2 feet tall with silvern hair. They come out to dance in the moonlight and invite to one of their magnificent magnificent feasts would be a milestone for sure. Now, that kind of gives me like werewolf vibes as well. Also, kind of like elven, I feel, just with like the hair. And then finally, what is the last one? Dryads, the forest fairies who protect the woodlands and only reveal themselves when angered. Luckily, you can appease them with offerings. Wait, who does that sound like? Maybe the gnomes. Approach or interact the fairy ring located in Spruce Derry Grove. Well, guess what? I am in Spruce Derry Grove already. It's very, very dark outside, so it's actually really hard to see the fairy ring. Oh, we could have had... Is this a... No. I thought this was like a fairy house, but it's not. This is the apothecary shop, which we haven't actually even interacted. But directly opposite Gringles is the little fairy ring. It is actually lit up, so we are gonna... on it. We're so sleepy, but he's like, I gotta do this. I gotta learn more about the fairies, which if you actually do open up your notebook, you can see all of these. I think, honestly, I don't know whether to like have my belief in the Fair family, considering that's who Kieran is, but then I also feel like the she is just like very... him. Like, it's very Aaron, living in castles outside, hosting lavish feasts and celebrations. But I feel like that's how, like, he used to be. Like, that's kind of, like, what his family was. Even though he's not a fairy, like, they were very lavish. They just kind of used magic to, like, make all of their banquets and stuff like that. So I kind of want him to say the Fair family. I just think it's a cute little head nod. Like, come on, I'm so hungry. Let me go home. This went on for days. He got so much praise, their marriage had started to mend. But Cake Man was skeptic. This ruse felt so hectic, he needed the mystery to end. He snuck down at nightfall to see fairies so small, zapping his kitchen pristine. So he left them a snack, grilled cheese for the hack, and for buttering up his dear queen. Aaron's reward, iron won't help, but this calming drought should ease Aaron's mind. Man, that's all we got? Are you serious? So basically the reward for that can be like multiple different things, depending on which belief you actually choose. But that for the Fair family is like actually really, really boring. Oh my god, look at all of these flirty. I'm so glad you can't die from like flirtatious overload. No lie, I was gonna play till the weekend and like do the selling table and stuff, but this part has already been so long, so I'm gonna wrap it up here. I swear I wasn't imagining these two like going on a date like as wild as that. I definitely just thought it was gonna be a little flirtation thing, but that actually was really, really sweet. I'm kind of glad that I kind of side quest the hell out of this part. I really wasn't expecting Kieran to be like as open, but I guess Kieran is like quite a bit of a flirt, so it kind of makes sense for their story. I just feel like Aaron is definitely gonna have some like inner turmoil around that, but we got this really cute picture of them that I just want to put up on his like wall. We are going to add a frame. Oh, that's so cute. And it's blue. Can we actually... Oh my god, yes, we can. We can stand it over here next to the little fairy as well. Stop. That's really, really cute. Can we like alt place this? I'm fairly sure we will be able to in build mode. Yeah, I just didn't want it fully blocking the fairy, but yeah, he looks like he's all over him. Okay, Aaron, I see you. But thank you all so much for tuning in, and I will speak to you all in the next one. Bye now.